anti-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money. Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time.
That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good. Coming in hot. Jimmy coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Oh.
Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Sure. Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in. I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be here.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in.
That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, Lara, Ginger.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Lights go low, the city goes high. Stories untold under moonlit skies. Pray lonely, got the vibe, got the flow for the culture. Yeah, you already know. Turn it up, lean back, feel the breeze. Late night truths drifting through the trees. It's for the culture, by the culture. Pray lonely's got the soul to show ya. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Headlines flip with a soulful twist. Behind the scenes where the magic sits. It's the heartbeat of the now and the then, where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean in, feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Pray lonely's got the soul to show you. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire.
Well, hello, and a good morning to you, and you. Welcome in to another edition of Brainley's Virtual Tour Live. We have a lot to get to, everybody. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 destinations for you all, okay? So some big stuff to talk about. Chadwick Boseman got his humorous star on the Walk of Fame, so very well deserved, and we wish that he was still here. And we're gonna get into that lovely tribute that happened from Hollywood this morning for you all. Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know how y'all like this on a fan, but y'all need to, because wait till y'all hear what this woman did. And yes, you see what's in the thumbnail, but wait till you hear the details behind it. Michael Strahan bringing a sporting league that needs to be brought to the world, because it's one of the most competitive sports in the world, for real. So can't wait to tell you about that. Nina Simone, the legend that she is, something very huge happened in the world of Nina Simone. We'll talk about that. Speaking of musicians, Cleto Escobedo, the former band leader of Cleto and the Cletones on Jimmy Kimmel Live, he passed away, as you all know, but there's more details to that passing, and also, too, a big change happened on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Nursing and other political news. Y'all, if you are trying to go for nursing in the world of higher education, you need to be paying attention to this story today. I saw this news. I'm like, this is going to backfire so damn bad. We'll get to that. And then finally, Warner Bros. Discovery, as you guys know, bids are finally in for Comcast, Netflix, and Paramount Skydance. So we'll talk about all that. But before that, I got something to say. We're gonna start off with a little funny this morning. But before all that, Higher is Weighing, low is available. But either way, we gotta go on tour. Yes, indeed, we do. Let me take down this iconic intro here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And believe me, hang on, wait a minute. And believe me, one thing to know, two things for sure, that over here on this channel, a lot happens early.
It's a new morning for America's family. Sun's coming up, so make it all that it can be. You know a lot happens early.
I'm Harry Smith.
I'm Julie Chen. I'm Maggie Rodriguez.
Morning everywhere. Come on, get up.
I'm Russ Mitchell.
And I'm Dave Price.
And it's a little early for this.
Now this it's a new morning for America's family. Sun's coming up, so make it all that it can be. You know a lot happens early. Every day's good when you're starting it out right. But I'm waiting for you to start the daylight. And a lot happens early. Can you feel it? And I say,
Good morning, everybody.
Are you girls ready for the Jonas Brothers?
We have an early show exclusive. Yes.
A lot happens early.
A lot happens
Early.
The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.
It's a new morning.
Yes, it is a new morning to Russ. Yes, it is a new morning, rather, to Julie Chen, Vincent, to Russ Mitchell, Dave Price, Harry Smith, and Maggie Rodriguez. You're absolutely right on this channel right here. A lot happens early. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully all is well with each and every single one of you. Hang on one second, y'all. Hang on one second. I just want to do something real quick here. Give me a moment. Oh, my God. What is this? Hang on. Wait a minute. Wait. What? Listen, I know I say world they gotta be like that. You just not sure. We got old nose is not so far. Sorry about that, y'all, this morning. So, listen, I want y'all to know something, because I care about y'all. Please, for the love of God, don't eat hair products. I want you to see this, okay? This is real. Eating hair products is dangerous and can cause various symptoms, from mild upset stomach to severe internal burns. The severity depends on the product, with chemical relaxers and permanent solutions being particularly hazardous and capable of causing severe burns, while shampoos and conditioners can cause nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. For any significant indigestion, contact a poison control center or seek emergency medical attention and bring the product container if possible. So I just wanted to bring y'all this because there's a thing called pica, and that's a real, condition where, they like the taste of, whatever that is not supposed to be edible. So I just want to alert you guys to this because, as y'all know, there are many mental illnesses out there. As you can see here, chemical relaxers and permanents. These contain strong bases and can cause rather severe burns to the mouth, throat, and stomach. Swallowing them can lead to symptoms like vomiting, swelling, and even the inability to swallow, requiring emergency care. Hair coloring products. Some dyes contain chemicals like paraffin that can cause severe vomiting. Allergic reactions are also possible, leading to the swelling of the face, neck, and throat. And then, of course, shampoos and conditioners, while not poisonous, they can cause irritation of the mouth, throat, and stomach due to their ingredients. This can lead to nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Some colorances contain anemia or hydrogen peroxide, increasing the risk of irritation. Then hairstyling products, sprays, and gels often contain alcohol. A small taste is unlikely to be harmful, but larger amounts can cause symptoms similar to alcohol poisoning, such as vomiting, slurred speech, and decreased alertness. So please, if you see anybody out there trying to make a hairline that's edible, this is what can happen to you. And here's some side effects, right? So if you do eat hair products, you could have YouTube numbers like this. Cameron Realm, 19,500 subscribers versus Misdiagnosis, 13,200 subscribers. Total view count for Cameron Realm, 12,214,546 total views versus Misdiagnosis total views, 1,079,101. 79,101 views, a grand total difference of 6,300 subscribers, and a difference of 11,135,445 total views. And here's another side effect: if you eat hair products, you also get these numbers as well. Give you the real T10 subscriber count, 25,800 subscribers versus Misdiagnosis, 13,200 subscribers. Giving you the real T Terrence total view count is 8,603,933 total views versus Misdiagnosis, 1,079,101 views. Grand total, a difference of 12,600 subscribers and a difference of 7,524,832 total views. What have we learned here today? Don't eat hair products, everybody. They're not edible. Otherwise, you'll get numbers like this. You'll get numbers like this. Once again, you'll get numbers like this, numbers like this. Okay. One more time. If you eat hair products, you'll get numbers like this and numbers like this. Okay. And also, too, you may end up doing what Sherri Shepherd did as well. Sherri Shepherd's son freaked out when he felt her breasts on his back. Don't do it anymore. This comes to us from Entertainment Weekly. Don't worry, we do have our destinations, everybody. I just wanted to just start you off with a laugh this morning, just switching things up just a little bit. Key Points talk show host Sherri Shepherd appeared on Live with Kelly and Mark. The former View star revealed that her 20-year-old son, Jeffrey, freaked out during a hug from behind. I hugged him and he goes, breasts on my back. Sherri Shepherd's 20-year-old son apparently got the surprise of a lifetime when his mom hugged him from behind. The talk show host revealed the current Sherri star and former The View co-host livened up Thursday's episode of Live with Kelly and Mark, where she opened up about a particularly awkward moment she shared with her son, Jeffrey. Shepherd first reflected on her home life with Jeffrey, indicating that he's eating me out of house and home before comedically reacting to his verbiage. If he calls me bro one more time, girl, it's nuts, the 58-year-old told Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos. By the way, I'm here for the jumpsuit game. I think that's a jumpsuit. I think that's a dress. Either way, I love the color. Love the color. Ripa jumped in to admit that one of the couple's three children together, we don't understand what our youngest son is saying most of the time. It's a whole separate language. Shepherd then reflected on what she suggested were the brighter days of parenting. You know what? Here's the thing. You remember when your son would say, "Mommy, you're so pretty. Mommy, I want to marry you." You do want to find somebody like your mom, not your mom. But let's continue. None of that, Shepard said. He's like, bro, why are you in my room? Shepard then revealed an awkward exchange with Jeffrey when she attempted to show her son some affection. I tried to hug him. That's my baby. I was so proud of him, but I tried to hug him from behind because I felt this burst of love. Recalled Shepard, and I hugged him, and he goes, breasts on my back. Awkward. Don't do it anymore. The actress said that her self-esteem was on the floor after the exchange, that she doesn't understand this man-child that I have now. Ripa pushed the moment one step further, quipping that meanwhile, Mark wants a hug from behind later on, and lifted a laugh from her husband before the show went to a commercial break. And there's Jeffrey there. He has autism, and it has grown up so amazingly. Shepard previously made headlines for thirsting over the adult son of fellow View family member Cindy Hostin during the latter appearance on Sherry. A moment the View stars later mocked on air. Sonny, you know when you're coming over here, it's cougars all over. It's cougars lurking away. And the later Shepard later replied on her own talk show. So listen, if you eat shampoo products, you'll get numbers like this and numbers like this. And you might do what Sherry Shepard did by hugging her son from the back with the breasts on the back. So just be careful, okay? Just be careful. Don't eat. No, it's fine, Cece. Basically, I'm going to recap it for you, gorgeous. Apparently, you cannot eat hair products. There is somebody out there in the world that believes that they can make hair products edible. And so what I decided to do, the kind person I am, right? The kind person I am. Hang on, y'all. Wait a minute. There we go. The kind person that I am, I decided to showcase the side effects of eating hair products. Now, you'll get YouTube numbers like this where the person you're talking about is bigger than you in your channel. So these are the side effects of eating hair products. So I'm just showcasing what not to do, just trying to alert the people. And then here are some things that could actually happen to you if you actually eat hair products. So me being the kind individual that I am, I'm trying to, help the people to make sure that they are living and not dying. You know what I mean? Of course, Sherry Shepard talked about her son Jeffrey, and how Sherry Shepard hugged her son from the back, and the son said, breasts on my back. It's awkward. Don't do it again. So don't eat hair products, everybody, because you might do what Sherry Shepard did, or you might get, checked by somebody who keeps up to date on the numbers, So don't eat hair products, because you could be this person, this diagnosis, who talks about the people, but yet Caramel Rell is bigger than her, and giving the real tea, Terrence is bigger than this diagnosis. So with all that being said, right, let's get to our show and do what we do over here. Okay, listen. Shout out to RollingOut.com, celebrating 25 years, on to the next 25 there. Yes, indeed. Here we go. Chadwick Boseman's widow shares a touching tribute. Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony honors late actor's enduring legacy. Oh, man. You know how, sometimes when you're looking at the world and seeing what's happening in the news, there's just some people who should still be here. Chadwick Boseman is definitely one of them. Black Panther, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Italian, everybody. I do mean everybody. Honed in on Black Panther. The guy that cosplayed as Walt Disney, he said he was inspired by Chadwick Boseman and his struggle through his medical condition. So Chadwick Boseman has impacted so many people, and unfortunately, he passed away. If he was still here, it would be the second coming of Denzel Washington. But here's the thing, Chadwick Boseman stands on his own. So much love, peace, and soul to Chadwick Boseman. The Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony for Chadwick Boseman wasn't just another star unveiling. It was a moment that reminded everyone why his absence still stings so deeply. Simone Leward Boseman, for the crowd, her words cutting through years of grief to paint a picture of the man the world loved. Her husband died in August of 2020 at 43 from complications related to colon cancer, leaving behind a body of work that redefined what superhero cinema could achieve. So there is Michael B. Jordan there, and then there's hang on, I want to make sure I get this right. I know her name is just not coming to me right away, y'all. Give me a moment. I think it's Miss White, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, Letitia White. So Suri and Killmonger were there. And you know, I will say this. I know that Angela Bassett, you know, that Winston Duke, Daniel Gurria, you know, Angela Bassett, you know, Ryan Coogler. I know that all of them would have been there. Damn. Whew. Okay, breathe. Okay. Like I said, I remember when I was in the theater seeing that for the first time. Just to see that blackness to be on the big screen and be celebrated, loved, and cared for by so many people. Just more than an actor, Simone's tribute revealed layers of Boseman that audiences never saw on screen. She described him as a spiritual teacher, someone grounded by faith and surrounded by people who believed in his vision. The support system around him wasn't just professional, it was deeply personal, a brotherhood that protected and fought for him during the hardest months. Chad, today we recognize a lifetime of archery, she said during the ceremony. We recognize your skill and your devotion, and we cement your legacy as a hero and an icon. You lived with honor and you walked with truth. You were as brilliant as you were beautiful, as you were kind. Her words landed with the weight of someone who knew him in ways the rest of us could only imagine. She ended simply, "We love you, we miss you, we thank you." A director's perspective on greatness, Ryan Coogler, who directed Boseman and Black Panther, offered his own take what made working with the actors so transformative. Coogler compared the experience to playing hockey with Wayne Gretzky or basketball with Michael Jordan. There's something about being so close to that level of talent that changes you. You realize how much you don't measure up, but you also realize how much the human body is capable of, Coogler explained. Chad showed that every day. The filmmaker's words carried extra weight considering what we now know about Boseman's final years. He was watching someone work at elite level while fighting about nobody knew existed. The hidden fight. Boseman died at home in Los Angeles with Simone and his family by his side. The announcement of his death shocked the world, particularly or partially because he kept his diagnosis private. His friend revealed he'd been fighting colon cancer for years, undergoing countless surgeries and chemotherapy treatments while continuing to work. Marshall, the Five Bloods, Mama Rainey's Black Bottom, also 42 with Jackie Robinson, and also get on up with James Brown. Now, the only thing I can't stand of Chadwick Boseman is when he slapped the piss out of Jill Scott Lee. I didn't like that shit. I thought, listen, I was highly offended, disgusted, and just outraged with his behavior. But I know it was acting. Okay, I know he probably was like, I didn't mean to slap you, Jill. I am so sorry. I don't slap women, but sincerely, I know he was apologetic. Okay, so we good. But I didn't like him slapping my wife. Okay, so listen. Anyway, my virtual wife in my head. Like Wendy Williams always say, you know, people said that, you know, Wendy Williams was a friend of their head. That's not Jill Scott to me. But anyway, Jill Scott. Moving on. And several other films were all shot during his treatment. Each performance was delivered while he bowed for his life. His family called bringing King T'Challa to life in Black Panther the honor of his career, and that role became his defining contribution to cinema. The fact that he maintained that level of performance while enduring so much due to the kind of person he was. Most people would have that back. Boseman kept pushing forward, giving audiences characters that will live forever. A star on Hollywood Boulevard, the Walk of Fame star is permanent now, embedded in the sidewalk where millions of tourists will see it for generations. But the ceremony itself was something bigger than bronze and chorizo. It was about acknowledging his absence left in Hollywood and in the hearts of everyone who knew him. Simone's tribute and Coogler's reflections painted a fuller picture of Boseman than any press release ever could. They showed a man who approached his work with spiritual devotion, who lifted up everyone around him, and who faced impossible circumstances with grace. The star will need maintenance over the years. It will get there, it will require cleaning. But what Boseman built up during his time here doesn't need upkeep. It just exists solid and unshakable, Much like the man himself, Hollywood honored one of its brightest lights with a ceremony that felt both celebratory and heartbreaking. Simone's words, simple and direct, capture what so many feel. We love him, we miss him, and we are grateful he was here at all. My Lord Jesus. I'm so happy he got the plaque. I'm so sorry he's not here to receive it. I feel you, my friend, with the praying hands emojis and the sad emojis. A great actor for sure. And, listen, when we celebrate the fact that our channel made it to 12 years of being around on YouTube, I talked about why I care about media so much. I'm going to come on the big screen for this one. Media has never judged me. It's always made space for me. It's always allowed me to evolve, to backslide, and to get myself right. And I think Chadwick saw acting probably in that same fashion. As you all know, Ryan Coogler just announced that Black Panther 3 is his next film. And I will just say this to every single fan of the Marvel Universe, Black Panther, and Chadwick Boseman. This movie's going to happen without Chadwick. Now, don't you think, and Bray, we all know that. No, I'm going to explain why. Because when you watch a film, when you listen to an album, when you watch a TV show, when you listen to a podcast, when you see a piece of art, whether it's digital artwork or physical artwork or whatever piece of media content, entertainment, what have you, this, that, the third, all around the world, once you have a connection to it, it's hard to let go of it. And for a long time, nobody wanted to replace Chadwick Boseman, and the people rather did not want anybody to replace Chadwick Boseman. But the family was so kind, so loving, and so gracious to say, hey, listen, we love y'all down. We appreciate y'all, like Wakanda forever, but we need this role to live on. Because Chadwick would have wanted it. So y'all give, oh my God, why am I getting emotional over this? Y'all give Ryan Coogler, his staff, his crew, Disney, Marvel, give them love, grace, and space for Black Panther 3. Because when they go on that set, it was already difficult to do Wakanda Forever without. But to do this again, in the state of the world that we're in, a Black film is going to be produced and brought to the world. We need to appreciate, treasure, and give a fuck about the good that's happening in the world while we have it to give a fuck about. So don't slam it. Okay, now listen, I know everyone's going to speculate and give their take and this, that, and the third. But y'all, let's not down this project. Let's not bash it to hell. Let's not dash it before it's created. Because I promise you this, if Chadwick was still here, he would be in it for sure. But even if he came out with his diagnosis and said what he said, he would still give his blessing for it to be produced. Understand? I don't really get emotional like this on the show because it's a show, right? And when you come to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Clubhouse, what have you, you don't really want to hear about people's problems because it's your escape. It's your place to fall. It's your reset button. But every once in a while, you gotta break the system. Showcase it's okay to be human. So, just wanted to say that, child. I don't know how I got through that without crying, but we're gonna roll on. Now, y'all, listen. We gotta go from celebrating a great to this right here. Just from blacknews.com. Y'all are seeing it correctly. Woman blasted for twerking in front of casket at funeral with kids present. I can't do it. I can't do it. And this is the woman right here. Now, we don't know her name, okay? But here it is, y'all. A woman from Kansas City has gone viral for an especially shocking moment caught on video during a funeral where she was seen twerking in front of a deceased man's open casket. I'm sorry. I'm laughing at the fact of, first of all, do we not have respect for funerals? You're not supposed to be doing it on video. You're not supposed to be recording it. Now, I do understand that there are some people that mentally cannot take funerals, right? There are some people that, they're overseas or they're in another state that they can't make it. Now, they do have live streaming services that it's a closed feed. And some people may take out the camera, to take pictures and video to send to family members and friends, just to let them know what's going on. That's cool. But what the fuck, though? The woman dressed in Kansas City Chiefs gear bent over and danced inches away from the bite as stunned mourners looked on. Her behavior immediately ignited widespread outrage online, with many viewers calling the moment disrespectful and disturbing. In the now viral clip from Total Pro Sports, and child, we're going to watch the clip because we don't make anything up on this damn channel, okay? Someone on the microphone can be heard cheering her on, shouting, "Give it to him, girl. Go on, girl." Now, I'm going to just say this. Another woman should have dragged that woman by her hair out the church, or should have just jumped on her and tackled her down. That should have happened. Now, a man cannot do that because, listen, men, we don't do that, okay? But men can also restrain, like just pull her away from the casket. Something should have happened because no. While several attendees laughed, children in the front row witnessed the entire scene as it unfolded in real time. Some people speculate she may have been close to the deceased, possibly even a widow. The viewers agreed that the connection did make the moment any less unsettling. The incident drew comparisons in New Orleans, where second line funeral parades feature music and dance in the streets as a celebration of life. That's different, though. Second line has been around for a very long time. That's completely different than twerking on a casket. I mean, Vikings, when somebody passed away, they would put the body on the Viking ship and then burn the ship. That's tradition. What funeral do you know besides this one where somebody twerks on a casket? However, many were quick to clarify that this situation was not a cultural celebration. It was simply a woman twerking inside church, something completely unrelated to the joyful traditions of New Orleans, Louisiana. That's how related to the town world, baby. Once the clip hit social media, reactions were immediate and intense. Many users condemned the act as disrespectful, unnecessary, and inappropriate in a sacred space. Some commenters expressed disbelief, while others were embarrassed at the moment involved someone wearing a Kansas City Chiefs shirt, further fueling the controversy. One commenter wrote that the situation was a damn shame, pointing out the young children present. Another begged for the video to be fake, describing it as humiliating. Others attempted to justify the behavior, claiming it might have been the deceased man's final request or unconditional send-off, but those opinions were largely drowned out by criticism. Exactly, as it should. What the hell? Can you imagine somebody on deathbed? Hey, listen, Sister Shaniqua, from the Figalicious Church of God in Christ, Full Gospel After Church, me and her fucked a lot, and hang on, I gotta do a skit on big screen. Listen, Sister Shekakisha, from the Figalicious Church of God in Christ, Full Gospel Baptist Church, we fucked a lot. Listen, I know I'm gonna die, but could y'all please make sure she twerks on my casket? Can you imagine your family member? Now listen, I know that this is very strange as fuck, but let's just imagine for a second, your family member or your best friend saying, hey, listen, hey, for example, CC2254, hey, CC2254, can you make sure that girl who I used to mess around with, can she twerk on my casket? Can you imagine that request being, asked of you to make sure that happens? What the hell? Like, yo, what time are we living in? I just don't get this shit. I don't get it. Conversations soon expanded into broad discussions about decorum and acceptable behavior at public events, while twerking at sports games has become increasingly common and sometimes even makes headlines. The consensus was clear: doing it inside the church during the funeral crosses a line. As the clip continues making the rounds, many are left wondering how such a moment came to happen in the first place. Now, y'all remember how I just talked about Sherry Shepherd and her hugging her son from the back? And the moment of, oh my God, breasts on my back, it's awkward, don't do it anymore. I was being facetious with that, right? About, don't, eat hair care products because you might do what Sherry Shepherd did to her son. I was being facetious with that. It was Hari Gafaz. It was a good kiki, a laugh, and a good time all around. I was not being facetious about if you eat hair care products that are not edible, that you'll be like misdiagnosis where the people you're talking about are bigger than you in your existence. I was not being facetious about that. I said what I meant what I said about that. However, people will forgive Sherry Shepherd before this individual that did this. So I got the video. We're going to watch it. Shout out to Total Pro Sports for this. You cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. Here it is here. So we'll watch it on Instagram. Oh my God, child. Look at this shit. It's a damn shame. Oh Jesus, we just can't go to court. All right, here it is here. Hang on, y'all. All right, so here it is here. Look at the child. Look at that little girl. And look at this little boy here.
Give it to me. Go, girl. Now do it quick. Do it quick. There you go.
And that's the MC of the funeral. You know what? That better be a family friend and not a person of the church. With a split too. What else do I need to say? What else do I need to say? What else do I need to say? Child, let's roll on. I can't do it. Y'all, let's go with something positive, shall we? NFL legend Michael Strahan helps announce new sports league. This comes to us from Athlon Sports. A new professional sports league is coming to Los Angeles. Key points here. Michael Strahan helped announce the launch of the World Fencing League on Good Morning America. Let me pull up that clip so we can watch that. I'm just like, I'm like, what the hell? Like, y'all, there's not too many times I'm speechless. You know what I mean? But no. I just, and we're on this destination now, y'all. But I just can't. Just. Oh my God. Let me see if I can find the clip of Michael Strahan introducing him. Hang on. There we go. Okay, hang on. I'm trying to find the clip so we can watch it together here. Is it? Okay, this is it. Okay, I was like, what the hell? Okay, let me see. Because you know, with GMA's website, sometimes it takes a minute for it to load. No disrespect to GMA. We love GMA over here. I play the commercial every damn show, honestly, at this point. Let me do this here. Oh, damn, the clip is not even on YouTube yet. What the hell? Okay, I'll play it from GMA's website here in just a little bit. So, with that being said, where are we? Okay, right here. Okay. Go out right there. Okay. Here we go. Key points. Michael Strahan helped announce the launch of the World Fencing League on Good Morning America. The league, founded by Miles Chamley Watson, debuts in Los Angeles in April 2026. Chamley Watson said, "I want to create a roadmap for kids in fencing." Michael Strahan became one of the best defenders in NFL history during his 15 seasons with the New York Giants. From 1993 to 2007, the defensive end was a 6-time All-Pro and the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. He helped the Giants win a Super Bowl. Strahan also holds the record for the most sacks in a single season with 22.5, a mark matched by the Steelers' T.J. Watt in 2021. But since his retirement, Strahan has stayed busy. Anybody can be busy, but it takes somebody to be productive by understanding what they're saying. Particularly with his television career. For the last 17 years, he has been an analyst on the pregame show on Fox NFL Sunday and host the game show $100,000 Pyramid, but arguably his biggest role has been as a co-anchor. I won't say co-host because he's an anchor. He's an anchor on that show. Co-anchor of Good Morning America, which he joined in 2014. He's been at Good Morning America for over a decade, which where's Michael's celebration at, by the way? I'm just asking GMA. You know, I love y'all, but come on now. On Thursday's edition of Good Morning America, Strahan was joined by Olympic fencer Miles Chamley Watson to announce the brand new World Fencing League, the sport's first professional league founded by Chamley Watson. The WFL will make its debut in Los Angeles in April 2026 and will feature 12 different fencers from across the globe. The league also plans to expand to Europe, Asia, the Middle East, and other parts of the United States. Strahan introduced Chamley Watson on GMA, knowing that they had a special announcement. "Thank you so much for having me," Chamley Watson said. "It's an honor. So for the first time, I am announcing the World Fencing League, which is the first time you can be a professional in the sport of fencing. I wanted to create a roadmap for kids, especially for parents that invest in their kids. So for the first time, there's an end game and a roadmap to hopefully get to where I am and even more than that." Chamley Watson went on to share his experience with the sport, and on Thursday, GMA shared the announcement on Instagram with a post with Strahan. "I wanted to create a roadmap for kids." Miles Chamley Watson talks making history with the first World Fencing League of Morning America Road. So I think this is the clip here.
Well, you have a special announcement. We're not even going to hold back. Let's get to it. What you got?
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor. So for the first time, I am announcing the World Fencing League, which is the first time you can be a professional in the sport of fencing. I want to kind of create a roadmap for kids, and especially for parents that invest in their kids. So for the first time, there's an end game and a roadmap to hopefully, get to where I am and even more than that. So, yeah.
And you call it fencing, which I agree with you, elegance, precision, and power.
Yeah.
So tell me why the sport is so important to you and how you even got involved in fencing and why you wanted to start this league.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fencing, obviously, it's like physical chess. And for me, I was kind of a bad kid, shout out to my mom, kind of growing up. So fencing was almost like a punishment for me, which ended up being my future. So if I never got into trouble, I would never go out of trouble, which is, a double-sided sword. And I think it teaches you so much, right? It teaches you how to learn, how to win, time management, and just kind of how to think ahead. And I think that's why the sport is so special. This is why I wanted to kind of create a roadmap for kids growing up, that now there's an angle so you can actually, make a living.
Shout out to him. And by the way, did I mention Black? We operate the culture. Come on here. And of course, y'all know Michael Strahan has sports, media, and culture entertainment, which really should be seeking movement, advancing chances entertainment. And I'm sure Michael Strahan and him talked afterward to see how his company can help out there. Of course, I'm sure ESPN, you should be smart and get in on this. And not to mention, too, there should be matches on ABC as well. Okay, just say. And you know what? This would be cool if you could put it on Hulu, but you're getting rid of the damn platform and the app. But yeah, you keep announcing stuff it's coming to Hulu. You dumbasses. Anyway, while the World Fencing League is still months away, Strahan will continue his Fox analyst duties on Sunday at noon ahead of the Week 12 slate of NFL games. First of all, shout out to Michael Strahan and to this great brother, Miles Chamley Watson. Y'all know I always love bringing you something new, something fresh, something that you haven't heard before. And we can always celebrate the good in the neighborhood. Let the church say yes, yes, yes. Amen, amen, and amen. So, yes, indeed. All right, y'all. More Brainley's Virtual Tour Live coming up right from this space right here, right now. This is so huge. Shout out to our good friends at Black PR Wire for this story right here. So, check this out. African American Cultural Heritage Action Fund announces completed restoration of Nina Simone's childhood home. How cool is that? So this is the home of Nina Simone, childhood home rather of Nina Simone there. That is amazing. Let's get into it. Historic North Carolina home of iconic singer restored through partnership with renowned artist, philanthropic investment, and historic preservation. Black PRY, the African American Cultural Heritage Action Fund, a division of the National Historic Trust for Preservation, has announced the completed restoration of legendary musical artist Nina Simone's childhood home in Tyrone, North Carolina. While not yet open to the public, the home will serve as a historic place to inspire visitors and artists, authentically showcasing where Simone grew up and grew into her artistic voice. Originally built in the early 1900s, the 650 square foot, 3-room clapboard house where Simone, Waymon, was born and lived from 1993 to 1937, and have fallen into disrepair and was threatened by demolition until it was purchased in 2016 by Daydream Therapy LLC, a collection of the artists Adam Pendleton, Ellen Gallagher, Julie Mitru, and Rasheed Johnson. The Action Fund's engagement with the site began in 2017 in the role of lead partner with artists alongside Simone's brother, Dr. Samuel Wayman. Tyrone's East Side neighborhood residents, St. Luke CME Church, where Simone's mother was a minister, and a team of construction, architectural, and philanthropic partners. See a full list of selected quotes below. Preservation is an expression of what we choose to honor, and Nina Simone's childhood home is an essential landmark in our nation's artistic and cultural landscape, said Britt Leggs, Executive Director of the African American Cultural Heritage Action Fund and Strategic Advisor to the CEO of the National Trust for Historic Preservation. The restoration of her home affirms her rightful place in the American story, one defined by brilliance, resilience, and the power of art to shape our collective consciousness. We share this moment with a coalition of national and local partners who together dedicate their expertise and resources to safeguard this site of extraordinary significance to our nation. The Action Fund helped ensure Simone's home was officially protected in perpetuity via a preservation easement in September 2020. In 2023, the Action Fund partnered with tennis champion and philanthropist Venus Williams. Come on, Venus, come through there. And artist Adam Pendleton to co-curate an auction and fundraising gala dedicated to the project, hosted by Pace Galley in New York, with additional investment from the Melonin and Tehi Homeless Foundation. The funds raised supported sorry, y'all. The funds raised rather support the comprehensive renovation and restoration efforts that began in June of 2024 through partnerships with Every Angle Incorporated, Matthews Architecture, Nelson Bird, Waltz Landscape Architects, and Super Unison. The home has been faithfully restored using historically accurate and preserved sections of original materials, paint, and stain colors, reflecting the home's appearance during Simone's time there. While it will not be reopened as a traditional house museum furnished with her or her famous belongings, the rehabilitation honors the period and character of the space. Highlights include a preservation-compliant ADA ramp that will enable visitors of all abilities to access the front porch and enter the home. The ramp's design ensures that if it is ever removed, the historic property's essential form and integrity remain intact. Number 2, a minimally invasive, energy-efficient geothermal heating and cooling system that will keep the home and grounds free of bulky, noisy equipment and provide future visitors with required space to reflect on Simone's contributions and enduring legacy. Number 3, a swept dirt yard and the foundations of an archaeologically discovered work shed and outhouses, which provide an understanding of African diasporic traditions and Black life in America's rural South. And then number 4, the preservation of a nearly century-old magnolia tree nicknamed Sweet May that has stood on property since Simone's childhood. While the home's restoration is complete, it is not open to the public. Okay, so it's not open to the public, but I am sure you could probably go by and, be on the sidewalk and, take your selfies and everything else, but it's not open to the public. I repeat, it's not open to the public. The Action Fund and Daydream Therapy LLC are closely engaged with the Tyrone community and its East Side neighborhood on the next phase of this project, determining a strategy for creative programming, ethical interpretation, and eventual cultural heritage tourism at the site. Until further announcements are made, the Action Fund encourages would-be visitors to engage with the news about the home and progress toward a public opening via their website and social media channels. For more information about the project, please visit savingplaces.org/Nina Simone, and a press kit of photos is available here. So we'll look at that press kit. First of all, shout out to each and every single person for restoring this amazing childhood home. And it's wonderful to see that even in the world that we live in today, that there are still kind, gentle, and amazing people that are out there doing good in the neighborhood. And, I remember when, growing up in Little Rock, Arkansas, we heard, about Little Rock Now, right? And how Central High School will always be protected. And I remember bringing you guys that story about the Greyhound station that the 47 administration wanted to get rid of. And it's so wonderful to see that people are bucking against that. Right. So, yes, indeed. Unfortunately, I have to type in my email because they're saying you verify. Oh, I have to verify my email address. Okay, that's fine. We'll do that. Because I definitely want to see these pictures and show y'all these pictures here. I don't mind doing that. I do not mind doing that. Give me one moment. Hopefully your Friday morning is going well. It's 54 minutes after 11 o'clock on the dot. Glad to have all of you in the building with me. There we go. All right. So those are downloading now, and then I'll download those, and then we'll look at those here in just a minute. Quotes here from Daydream Therapy LLC. Adam Pendleton: restoring Nina Simone's childhood home is about more than preservation. It's an act of respect and imagination. This small house in Tyrone holds a vast legacy, a place where Nina first dreamed and began to shape the voice that would change the world. The complete restoration is a testament to the many people, artists, preservationists, and local voices who united to share Nina's courage and creativity for future generations. PR contacts Jessica at adampendleton.net and Sarah at sarahpool.com. So if you are a Nina Simone fan on YouTube, if you have a channel that talks about music, there are some PR contacts there for you to get in touch. So that way you are able to have them maybe come on your YouTube channel and make it do what it do. Ellen Gallagher here. I believe the house can be a portal where we can access Nina Simone in a very specific way. Visiting the site, you are aware of not only a beautifully well-appointed house, but of the way the building is nestled into the history of Toronto, North Carolina, where the community remains steadfast. We all have read about or listened to the recordings of the masterful Nina Simone in Libya or Switzerland or Paris. Here we get to stand in her place at the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains and feel all those connections. PR contact Press NY at GAGOSIAN.com. Julie Matu, unavailable for comment at press time, but PR contact Julie Emirate Studio. Studio@gmail.com. I'm Rashid Johnson. Physical spaces carry memory in a way that transcends words. Nina Simone's childhood home isn't just a structure, it's a vessel of her spirit, her struggle, and her genius. Preserving it gives us a place to return to, reminds us that creativity, resistance, and beauty are born somewhere real, in rooms or porches and in the intimacy of lived experience. Andrea at AndreaSwan.com. That's the PR contact for that right there. And of course, National Trust for Historic Preservation. Nina Simone's childhood home is a national treasure, said Carol Quinn, President and CEO of the National Trust for Historic Preservation. We are proud to have played a role in ensuring that this site, which was once at risk of being lost, continues to stand so that future generations can learn about Simone's powerful life and legacy. PR contact Action Fund team at MiracueComsGroup.com. Every Angle Incorporate at Every Angle Inc. We are thrilled and honored to work with the team and restore this amazing piece of history, said Matthew Lucas, Vice President of Every Angle Incorporate. We poured our hearts and skills into this project despite having our hometown and business destroyed by Hurricane Helene. In the process, we persevered through and are proud to have helped restore Nina's home. And Every Angle Incorporated, may God bless you tenfold. And shout out to everybody still recovering from Hurricane Helene. And I know it's been a year of years this year, but just remember, even though the hurricanes and the fires and everything else are over, that doesn't mean people are not still recovering. So let's keep love, light, and prayers to everybody that has went through something this year. PR contact Matthew Lucas at 828-380-0821. That's 828-380-0821. That's 828-380-0821. Nielsen Berg Woltz Landscape Architects. The preservation of the historic, the authentic setting and feel of the Nina Simone childhood home was of paramount importance in adapting the site for universal access for all who will make the pilgrimage to the site, said Thomas Woods, Senior Principal and Owner at Nielsen Berg Woltz Landscape Architects, maintaining the visual integrity of the oblique view from the street, recreating the historic swept dirt yard and revealing the trace of the vegetable garden are all elements of the historic landscape that offer connection to Nina Simone's early life, her family, and community. PR contact Elizabeth Girbani .co and Super Unison. Right here, I have been with the Nina Simone Childhood Home Restoration Project from the beginning, both as the lead designer at Matthews Architecture. Okay, I got that there. We'll look at that here in just a minute. Oh wow, okay, y'all. It's a lot of pictures, child. Hang on. Let me see. I want to at least download some pictures here. This is a lot, y'all. I'm trying to see how I can do this here. See, I wish on the site you could just that. Okay, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. That's what we're talking about. There it is right there. Okay. Shoot. Okay, hang on. Give me a moment, y'all. I know how to do this thing. Been on YouTube long enough to know how to do what I do and do it very well. So y'all give me a moment. So we're gonna look at some of these pictures here. Wow, this is just amazing. Porch there. Wow. Okay, so we got that. Awesome. Okay, that's what I should have done. Okay, all good. All good. All right, right here. Okay, right here. I have been with the Nina Simone Childhood Home Restoration Project from the beginning, as both as the lead designer at Matthews Architecture and as the architect providing construction administration services with Super Unison, said Shane Elliott, architect and principal at Super Unison. I am incredibly grateful for the opportunity to be involved with such a culturally important mission and to be a part of such a diligent and committed team of professionals. I couldn't be more pleased with the project's outcome. PR contact Shane at super-unison.com. Dr. Samuel Wayman. Black history is the backbone of American history. Amen, my brother. Amen, 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 amen. The restoration and preservation of Nina's birthplace is Black American history, of which I too am a part. As the youngest Wayman child, it holds such extraordinary memories of Nina, our parents, and my other siblings. It keeps my feet planted on these grounds, said award-winning composer Dr. Samuel Wayman. Nina Simone's brother. Preserving our home preserves the piano lessons, the joy, the discipline, and the discovery of her gifted talent, all recorded in these walls. It's an honor to share this with the world, as she would have wanted me to. I thank the Action Fund, National Trust, and others for making this happen. PR contact Action Fund team at AmericanOmschool.com. Venus Williams. I am so proud to be a part of this project, honoring Nina Simone, whose legacy embodies strength, artistry, and the power of speaking truth. Said Venus Williams, I'm able to pursue my passions and live my dreams because of the barriers she broke and the path she paved. Preserving her home celebrates her extraordinary impact and ensures that the stories of women who shaped our culture continues to inspire generations to come. PR contact team events at jonesworks.com. So here are the project partners, the funders: the Malone Foundation, Pace Gallery, the Teromas Foundation, the Ford Foundation, Larry Gesson, and Solby. So those are the founders. Shout out to all the funders, rather. Structural rehabilitation and architectural partners: Every Angle Incorporated, Matthews Architecture, Medlock and Associates Engineering PA, Delson Burr and Wolf Landscape Architects, Soots Associates PA, Super Unison. Shout out to all of the structural rehabilitation and architectural partners. Preservation partners. Now this is a list, but we're gonna go through each one of them because they deserve the credit. Amplifier Experience Design, Community Foundation of Western North Carolina, Daydream Therapy LLC, Garrison Chapel Baptist Church, Hillsdale Fund, Hope Crew, National Trust for Historic Preservation, Martin Stedman Covington Foundation, Nina Simone Project, North Carolina African American Heritage Commission, North Carolina Arts Council, North Carolina Historic Preservation Office, North Carolina Museum of Art Preservation, North Carolina St. Luke CME Church, Town to Run, North Carolina, and World Monuments Fund. So all those people who are partners of this preservation, shout out to each and every single one of you. About the African American Cultural Heritage Action Fund. The African American Cultural Heritage Action Fund is a division of the National Trust for Historic Preservation in partnership with the Ford Foundation, the Malone Foundation, Dream Together Foundation, Lilly Endowment Incorporated, other partners working to make an important lasting contribution to our cultural landscape by elevating the stories and places of African American resilience, activism, and achievement. Visit savingplaces.org/action fund. About the National Trust for Historic Preservation. The National Trust for Historic Preservation is a privately funded nonprofit organization dedicated to helping communities maintain and enhance the power of historic places. Chartered by Congress in 1949. and supported by partners, friends, and champions nationwide. We help preserve the places and stories and make communities unique through the stewardship and revitalization of historic sites. We help communities foster economic growth, create healthier environments, and build a stronger shared sense of duty and belonging. SavingPlaces.org, Source National Trust for Historic Preservation. So shout out to that there, and here it is here. I want to show you guys this here. Here it is. So this was before it was saved. And there it is after. Just incredible. Just incredible. Then, of course, here she is here. Nina Simone, of course. And some more pictures here. All the preservation partners here. And I will read the bio. I don't mind. And not to mention, too, I believe I got Nina Simone, activist and musician. Nina Simone was born Eunice Wayman in Tyrone, North Carolina in 1933. As a young girl, she attended her mother's sermons at St. Luke CME Church and began playing the piano during services. After hearing Simone accompany the community choir at the Tyrone Theater at the age of 6 years old, Miss Muriel Natovich, a local piano teacher, convinced her mother that given her extraordinary talent, she should pursue lessons. Natovich began teaching Simone at her house in Tyrone and organized the Eunice Wayman Fund to raise money for her to continue her education through high school. Thanks to those who supported the fund, Simone performed her debut recital at the Toronto Library in 1943 at the age of 11 years old. However, living in a Jim Crow segregated South, Simone's parents were forced to give up their seats for white audience members. When they arrived, Simone refused to play until her parents would return to their rightful place in the front row. I know that's right. Listen, following her high school graduation, Simone moved to New York City in 1950 to attend a summer program at Juilliard and apply for a scholarship at the Curtis Institute of Music in Philadelphia. However, Curtis rejected her application allegedly due to her race. Instead, she worked odd jobs before she began playing piano and singing at a bar in Atlantic City. That's where she changed her name to Nina Simone, and her career as the High Priestess of Soul was born. Through the 1960s, Simone built a reputation as an artist and civil rights activist. She maintained personal friendships with Dr. Martin King Jr. and Malcolm X, and the violence and civil rights movement and tragic events such as the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing motivated Simone to express her ideas and emotions through explosive original songs such as Mississippi Goddamn and For Women and acclaimed covers including I Wish I Knew How It Would Feel to Be Free. Following her passing in 2003, broader recognition of Simone's historic significance has resulted in the Oscar-nominated feature film What Happened, Miss Simone, released in 2015. National Public Radio's inclusion of her 1965 song "I'll Put a Spell on You" as the number 3 album on their 150 greatest albums made by women list, and her 2018 induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So shout out to the one, the only Miss Nina Simone. And so here are some pictures right here, everybody. This is the childhood home of Nina Simone, fully restored, everybody. And here are some people inside the home. That is the original wood of inside Nina Simone's childhood home. Just, this is why I love doing what we do over here. Like I said, the home is not open to the public, but eventually it will be. So just give them time. But at least we're in 2025 with the power of technology to bring this story to y'all. There is the ramp right there. So that way, people with disabilities can get inside the home. So very, very nice there. Glad to bring you guys that destination there. All right, y'all. More Bringing These Virtual Tour Live coming up right from the space right here, right now. As you all know, People.com. Jimmy Kimmel Live's house band changes its name on Cleto Escobedo's death. Cleto Escobedo III died suddenly last week after 22 years leading the house band on the late night show. Here's what you need to know. The house band for Jimmy Kimmel Live returned for the November 17th episode with a new name after the death of band leader Cleto Escobedo III. They were previously known as Cleto and the Cletones, but now they're just known as the Cletones. Escobedo, who played on the show since 2003, was also Jimmy Kimmel's childhood friend since 9 years old, died on November 11th from cardiac shock at the age of 59. Jimmy Kimmel Live is the same without the late Cleto Escobedo III. The late night show's opening it in its Monday, November 17th episode looks a little different. The program's house band, which used to be called Cleto and the Cletones, renamed itself to the Cletones following leader Escobedo's death a week prior. And there is Cleto right there. Rest in peace, you good sir. The artist died at the age of 59 on Tuesday, November 11th at Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center. Jimmy Kimmel shared the news on Instagram post the same day. Early this morning, we lost a great friend, father, son, musician, and man, my longtime band leader, Cleto Escobedo III. He wrote, to say that we are heartbroken is an understatement. Cleto and I have been inseparable since I was 9 years old. The fact that we got to work together every day is a dream neither of us could have ever imagined would come true. Cherish your friends, and please keep Cleto's wife, children, and parents in your prayers. Kimmel, 58, went on to host Live later that night, tearfully opening his monologue with a special tribute to his childhood best friend, calling it the hardest one he's ever had to deliver. Everyone loves Cleto, everyone here at the show. Kimmel said, we are devastated by this. It's just not fair. Even though I'm heartbroken to lose him, I'm going to take yet another lesson from him and acknowledge how lucky I was to have him literally at my side for so many years, the host added. Cleto Escobedo Jr., who was also in the band playing tenor and alto saxophones, performed during the emotional November 11th taping. Kimmel later canceled the following shows on November 12th and the 13th. Oh my God. Okay, listen, can that be for sale? I like that. That is so cool. It says Vegas there, so it looks like they were from Vegas when that happened. And also, too, just imagine your dad not being there anymore. And, you know, when you pick up the saxophone, you can't. Oh, man. According to the death certificate claimed by Food Magazine, People.com, Escobedo's immediate cause of death was cardiac shock, while vascular shock, disseminated intravascular coagulation, and alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver are listed as underlying causes. The document further stated that other conditions contributed to the physician's deaths: sepsis, grave versus host disease, immunosuppression, chronic kidney disease, and pneumonia. Oh my God. Cleto and the Cletones provide the music for Live ever since the show's 2003 premiere in 2021. Escobedo called it the best gig ever. I played sax because he played sax when I was a kid. My dad sacrificed a lot for me, he said during ABC Hispanic Latinx Heritage Month figure at the time. He was a musician for many years. He was on the road a lot before I was born. Escobedo continued. And then when I started going to school, he quit playing just so he could be at home with me and got a job as a busboy at Caesar's Palace. I worked there for 30 years, so 3 decades there. And then, of course, here it is here. Just in case you guys need to know, this comes to us from MSN right here. Let me show y'all this here. MSN and page 6 there. I think you guys can see it. Yeah, page 6 right here. Is it page 6 right there? So this comes to us from page 6. And right here, page 6 exclusively reported that he also had complications stemming from a liver transplant. So rest in peace, Cleto Escobedo, and much love to his wife, his children, everybody involved. And Jimmy, much love to you, brother, your staff, your crew, and everybody in between. Okay, all right. Like I said, it's not easy. You know, bringing you news like this. I always try to make sure that with whatever we do, we always try to find some joy in the midst of it all. So Much love, for sure. All right, y'all. Speaking of medical issues, trigger warning for everybody, y'all. This is real, okay? Nursing is no longer counted as a professional degree by the 47 administration. Let me say that 2 more times. Nursing is no longer counted as a professional degree by the 47 administration. Nursing is no longer counted as a professional degree by the 47 administration. Yeah, I know. This comes to us from Newsweek. The Department of Education has excluded nursing as a professional degree as it sets about implementing various measures regarding student loans laid out in President 47's One Big Beautiful Bill, said no one ever. The move has sparked significant uproar among nurses and nursing groups, with the American Nurses Association saying, as reported by Nursing World, that limiting nurses' access to funding for graduate education threatens the very foundation of patient care. The regulatory definition of a professional degree, 34 CFR 668.2 from 1965, nursing was not definitively listed as a professional degree, although the text lists a number of professions, but says professional degree is not limited to those mentioned. It is therefore not clear in the text if nursing was previously classified as a professional degree, but now that term is forming part of student loan determinations, its omission is having an impact. The Department of Education Press Secretary for Higher Education, Ellen Keyes, told Newsweek, this is fake news at its finest. The department has had a consistent definition of what constitutes a professional degree for decades, and the conscience-based language aligns with this historical precedent. The committee, which included institutions of higher learning, agreed on the definition that we will put forward and propose rule. We are not surprised that some institutions are crying wolf over regulations that never existed before because their unlimited tuition ride on the tax paradigm is over. So, you know what? I'm gonna wait to get my take, y'all, because I'm really heated about this. Why it matters. The change will impact nearly hundreds of thousands of students. There are over 260,000 students currently enrolled in entry-level Bachelor of Science in Nursing BSN programs, and around 42,000 enrolled associate degree in Nursing ADN, according to data collected by the American Nurses Association. Many have warned the move will lead to a significant drop in the number of nurses in the country, impacting healthcare services nationwide. What to know in the One Big Beautiful Bill, said no one ever. The Grad Plus program, designed to help graduate and professional students cover medical expenses, is being eliminated, while Parent Plus loans, student loans available for parents of dependent undergraduate students, are being capped. These measures were brought in with the intention of creating a new simplified repayment assistance plan, RAP, whereby annual loans for new borrowers were capped at $20,500 for graduate students and $50,000 for professional students. As part of this implementation process, the Department of Education decided to change the definition of what counted as a professional program, therefore eligible to the $200,000 aggregate limit available for professional students. The department determined that the following programs were professional medicine, pharmacy, dentistry, optometry, law, veterinary medicine, medicine, podiatry, chiropractic, theology, and clinical psychology as well. This meant that physician assistants, nurses, practitioners, physical therapists, and audiologists were excluded from the list. One nurse posted through the IVs by the Seats TikTok account a clinic offering mobile IV hydration and anesthetic services in New Jersey. 10 years of schooling, $210,000 in student loan debt, 15 years of ER and trauma experience, which would prevent physicians from making error at 3 a.m. and now I degree this and consider a professional degree cool. She also said the country would be short by 1 million other nurses by not providing them with the same reimbursement on their education and training as other medical professionals. With a cap for student loans, fewer nurses will be able to afford graduate nursing education, such as master's, doctor of nursing practice, DNP, and PhD degrees. Olga Yashvili, a professor of nursing and business of health at Johns Hopkins University, told Newsweek. She added that these degrees allow nurses career pathways to organizational leadership, ability to diagnose and prescribe medications, training to lead independent research, and credentials to teach at institutions of higher education. She said that this in turn will impact the capacity of the U.S. nursing programs and reduce the numbers of new nurse graduates at the baccalaureate and associate degree levels, what people are saying. Department of Education Press Secretary for Higher Education, Ellen Keyes, told Newsweek, this is fake news at its finest. just want to see who this bitch is. Child, of course it would. Of course it would. My Lord Jesus, okay. Told Newsweek this is fake news as finds the department has had consistent definition of what constitutes a professional degree for decades, and the consensus-based language aligns with this historic precedent. The committee, which included institutions of higher learning, agreed on the definition that we will put forward in a proposed rule. We are not surprised that some institutions require work over regulations that never exist because their unlimited tuition around the taxpayer dime is over. Patricia Polly Pittman, a professor of health policy and management and director at the Fitzhugh Mellon Institute for Health Workforce Equity at George Washington University, told Newsweek, there is no question that this is a gut punch for nursing. It is unconscionable that in a period when the government should be focused on finding ways to retain licensed nurses in the field, the cap on loans represents a major barrier to continue education, including licensed practice nurse, LPN to ADN to BSN, and then beyond to become advanced practice nurses. The single best way to retain nurses, especially in rural and underserved communities, at some symbiotic level. It is also deeply insulting to nurses who have fought so hard to be recognized for their critical contributions to healthcare. Olga Yacheva, professor of nursing and business of health at Johns Hopkins University, told Newsweek the broader impact will be increased shortages of primary care, especially in areas with significant physician shortages. This can mean longer wait times and less time with your medical provider, as well as higher workloads for physicians. The strain on the educational system can lead to long-term reductions in the domestically educated nursing workforce, increasing labor costs, and a growing reliance on foreign educated nurses. Jennifer Misnick Kennedy, president of the American Nurse Association, said, statement for nursing world, nurses make up the largest segment of the healthcare workforce and the backbone of our nation's health system. At a time when healthcare in our country faces a historic nurse shortage and rising demands limiting nurses' access to funding for graduate education, trends the very foundation of patient care in many communities across the country, particularly in rural and underserved areas. Advanced practice registered nurses ensure access to essential high-quality care that will otherwise be unavailable. We urge the Department of Education, whether as nursing as the essential profession it is, and ensure access to known programs that make advanced nursing education possible. Antonio Villarreal, professor and dean of nursing at the University of Pennsylvania, told Newsweek, in today's health and healthcare landscape, nurses are needed everywhere, not only because of their holistic perspectives on health, but because of their deep science-based knowledge and ability to apply evidence-based solutions to life and death situations and everything between. Not including nursing as a professional degree is yet another barrier to nursing education. Restricting access to guaranteed federal loans will severely limit the number of highly educated providers to provide care in this complex environment. This impacts nurse preparation at every level, and especially graduate nurse education. Not including nursing as a professional degree more than amounts to the nation's most trusted profession. Is a serious blow to the health of our nation. What happens next? According to New America, the new measures will be implemented from July 1st, 2026. First of all, this pisses me all the way the fuck off. Because what is wrong with y'all? Are you serious? I don't get this. Like, okay, you know what? So here's the thing, right? So Ellen Keast, okay, this dumb bitch right here, Ellen Keast right here. This is the dumb bitch right here. This dumb bitch. She's the deputy press secretary for the Department of Education. Now, God forbid if she has a husband and children. What if no nurses can help her husband and her children? What if there are no nurses that can help her? What if there are no nurses that can help the president of the United States, although he's the healthiest president of all time? What if there are no nurses that can help Melania? What if there are no nurses that can help Ivanka and 47 Jr. and Eric 47 and the president's grandchildren? Are you out your ever-loving mind? You're not making nursing a professional degree. It is a professional degree. What is wrong with you? This is ridiculous. Nursing should be recognized around the world. But this is the president everybody else wanted to vote for. I'm going to just show it again. And by the way, taxpayers would not mind making sure that nurses got out of student loan debt. Okay, you white bitch. Nursing is no longer counted as a professional degree by the 47 administration. This is what's happening right now. So, if we don't have nurses, we'll have people like misdiagnosis and AL and Nicki Minaj and Kanye West. Y'all really want this as a society? Y'all want those four fucks to be running amok in the world? We need nurses. They're valuable. They're important. They are the foundation of health. And guess what? You're going to need them anyway. It's a fucking damn shame. Fuck y'all. Fuck the 47 administration. Fuck every support. Fuck everybody who supports this bullshit. And I hope that when you're in the hospital, that when they say there's no nurses to help you, you got to deal with the consequences. Because you vote for a president that has done this dumb shit right here. It makes no fucking damn sense. Speaking of things that don't make no damn sense, look at this. New U.S. rule says countries with DI policies are infringing human rights. This comes to us from Reuters here. Annual State Department report to target foreign enforcement of DEI from their action and AB policies. Of report reflects repurposed human rights approach under 47's America First Agenda human rights report, long used as U.S. blueprint for promotion of democratic values globally. U.S. officials will consider enforcement of affirmative action policies and state subsidiaries for AB as infringements when compiling the State Department's annual human rights report as President 47's administration seeks to reshape foreign policy in line with American First principles. So you do realize that because nursing is not a professional, is not recognized as a professional degree anymore, then that can hurt nursing all around the world too. But everybody else wanted to vote for this dumb fuck in his administration, and everybody who's in support of this dumb fuck is saying yay, yay. My Lord Jesus. Oh man. Under the 47 administration, the human rights issue has been repurposed to fit his priorities in favor of economic deal-making agenda he sees as opposed to his MAGA base. Guess what? The president voted. The president allowed the House to vote for the Epstein files to be released. And guess what? The dumb fuck signed off on it. His MAGA base has turned against him for being with a PDF file. But that's the straw that broke the camel's back for you dumb fucks. Okay. That has included a complete overhaul of the State Department's human rights apparatus, which has long been the centerpiece of traditional U.S. promotion of democratic values. A senior State Department official said that new instructions to U.S. officials on the report and that they include infringements on human rights in foreign countries, including on arrest or official investigations over speech, as well as the state subsidiation of ABs or AB drugs and the total estimated number of annual ABs. Officials are also mandated to note the enforcement of diversity, equity, inclusion policies that provide preferential treatment to workers on the basis of race, sex, or class. In recent years, new destructive ideologies have given safe harbor to human rights violations. The 47 administration will not allow these human rights violations, such as the mutilation of children, laws that infringe on free speech, and racial discriminatory employment practices to go unchecked. State Department Deputy Spokesperson Tommy racist said. I'm sorry, that's Pigot. Well, I guess his mother named him a pig because he was a pig growing up and was disrespectful to his family, friends, everybody who existed in his life, or her life, that is, because there may be a female named Tommy. So, for decades, the State Department's congressionally mandated human rights request been used as a blueprint of reference for global rights advocacy. The change in guidelines comes after the administration this year scaled back the report dramatically, softened the criticism of some countries that have been strong partners with the Republican president. Instead, it sounded an alarm of the erosion of freedom of speech in Europe and ramped up criticism of Brazil and South Africa, with which Washington has classed on a host of issues. The 47th administration has moved away from the traditional U.S. promotion of democracy and human rights, seeing it as an inference in other countries' affairs, even as it has criticized countries selectively. One example is Europe, where 47 officials repeatedly weighed in on politics and announced what they see as suppression of right-wing leaders, including countries such as Romania, Germany, and France, and accused European authorities of censoring views such as criticism of immigration. That's called freedom of speech, you dumb fuck. The hell? So this is the fuck what everybody else voted for. Okay? Now, in case you did not know about this news, I want to bring this news to you here. Stick-a-cuz, nooses, and Confederate flags designated Coast Guard hate symbols after uproar. The Coast Guard claims that it remains committed to barring the symbols from the service. Okay, facing backlash over recent policy wording, the Coast Guard moved Thursday to make one thing clear: hate symbols such as stick-a-cuz, nooses remain forbidden in the service. The Coast Guard announced a new order aimed at combating misinformation late Thursday, after the service previously issued guidance earlier in November to no longer refer to displays of stick-a-cuz and nooses as a hate incident. Divisive or hate symbols and flags are prohibited, the Coast Guard said in its latest policy. These symbols and flags include, but not limited to, the following: a new stick-a-cuz, any symbols or flags co-opted or adopted by hate-based groups as representations of supremacy, racial or religious intolerance, anti-Semitism, or any other improper bias. This is not an updated policy, but a new policy to combat any misinformation and double down that the U.S. Coast Guard forbids these symbols. The Coast Guard also said in a news release late Thursday. The change came after the Coast Guard faced scrutiny from lawmakers and advocacy groups for a new policy it rolled out earlier in November. While the service previously identified displays of stick-a-cuz, nooses, and Confederate flags, other supremacists, and anti-Semitic symbols as potential hate incident, the guides issued earlier in November labeled them as potentially divisive symbols and flags. The change was first reported by the Washington Post. Following media reports about the change, the Coast Guard claimed earlier Thursday that it remained committed to barring the symbols from the service and penalize those who display them. Additionally, it said that it still considered the symbols extremist imagery. The claims that the U.S. Coast Guard would no longer classify stick-a-cuz, nooses, and other extremist imagery as prohibited symbols of category false. Admiral Kevin Lundy, acting commander of the Coast Guard, said in a Thursday statement to Fox News Digital, these symbols have been and remain prohibited in the Coast Guard per policy. Any display, use, or promotion of such symbols as always be thoroughly investigated and severely punished, Lundy said. The Coast Guard remains unwavering in its commitment to fostering a safe, respectful, and professional workplace. Symbols such as stick-a-cuz, nooses, and other extremist or racist imagery violate our core values and are treated with the seriousness they warrant under current policy. Under the guidance released earlier in November, commanding officers and other leaders were instructed to inquire about public displays of other symbols identified as potentially divisive and are granted the authority to direct or removal of those negatively impact moral and mission readiness. The initial policy change also said would completely eradicate the term hate incident, and that incidents that were previously handled as a potential hate incident will not be processed as a harassment report. Conduct previously handled as a potential hate incident, including those involving symbols widely identified with oppression or hatred, is processed as a report of harassment cases with identified accurate individual. The terminology hate incident is no longer present in policy. The initial guidance said the Coast Guard did not immediately respond to a request for comment from Fox News Digital on why it removed the term hate incident in the policy change. After the Post's initial report on the update, the top Democrat on the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, Representative Rick Lawson of Washington, said there is no room for debate over whether nuisance and significant are hate symbols. Lynching is a federal hate crime. The world defeated the Nazis. Not the game, but you get what I mean. In 1945, the debate on these symbols are over. They symbolize hate. Larson May has oversight authority over the Coast Guard, said in a statement Thursday. Coast Guard do better. The Coast Guard is the only branch of the military to fall under the Department of Homeland Security, but has launched initiatives including Force Design 2028 to revamp its organizational structure, acquisitions, contracting, and technology, among other changes to align more closely with other services that fall under the purview of the Department of War. That's right, the Department of Justice is now the Department of War. Yeah. The Coast Guard initially said that it updated its harassment policy in alignment with orders from President 47 at the Pentagon. Really? So the president told y'all that stickers, nooses, and Confederate flags are not allowed. So a racist, biggest, sexist, rapist, disrespectful piece of shit, a person that even his own mother said was stupid as fuck and should never get into politics. He told y'all that should not be allowed in the Coast Guard? Wow. Okay. The Pentagon did not immediately respond to a request for comment from Fox News Digital Matter. However, Secretary of War Pete Hesh instructed the Pentagon to conduct a review of its hate and harassment policies in September. The same dumb fuck that released war plans in a Sentinel chat, and that those war plans got to the editor of the Atlantic, and then Pete Hesh told his brother and his wife about the plans. That same Pete Hesh also has a makeup area. Interesting. And Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national intelligence, I'm using intelligence in quotations, said no one ever. The Pentagon has also set its own extremism guidelines, which effectively bans displaying Confederate flags or those with a sticker on them. Only pre-approved flags, including state flags or military flags, are permitted. So that's what's going on in the world of politics. But yet, y'all are so concerned about reality TV that y'all don't even know that nursing is no longer a professional degree, and that will hurt every single state in the United States. But y'all don't give a fuck. And you won't know about it until you get to a hospital where there's a nurse shortage. My Lord Jesus. Moving on, everybody. Now, just wanted to bring this to you here from Deadline.com. And so it begins from Deadline.com. Paramount, Netflix, and Comcast formally submit bids for Warner Bros. Discovery. Paramount, Comcast, and Netflix have submitted bids to acquire all or part of Warner Bros. Discovery, ushering in a dramatic period of evolution for the media business. Multiple sources confirmed the bid to Deadline, with word coming as a deadline for non-binding bids arrived on Thursday. There will be another round after the particulars are hashed out, when bidders will be asked if they want to submit final binding offers. While it comes as little surprise, the chase for Warner Bros. Discovery promises to remake Hollywood at a time of deep uncertainty about the tech sector, AI, artificial intelligence, and the rapidly changing habits of audiences. Warner Bros. Discovery has indicated that they believe the sale process can be conducted by late December, though the transaction will require at least a year to be cleared by regulators. The ultimate fate of Warner Bros. Discovery, the home of the fabled Warner Bros. Studio, Prestige, TV Power, HBO, News, Pioneer, CNN, DC Comics has been topic A across Hollywood in recent weeks. Paramount has been in pole position in the race, in part because its bid is for the entire company, including its portfolio of struggling cable networks. Although Paramount, Skydance said that they are going to try to revive the networks without spending any money on the networks. Where do they do that at? Okay, now Netflix and Comcast are after the studios and streaming part of the giant for employees in Burbank, New York, Atlanta, other Warner Brothers Discovery strongholds, including the Tech World campus, where Inside the NBA used to broadcast live from. The notion of being taken over for the fourth time a decade is a less than welcoming topic. Casey Blows, head of HBO and Max Content, said Thursday during a programming showcase where he preaches to the troops to try to focus on what they're able to control and not all of that theoretical possibility that otherwise is kind of a waste of energy. David Slassoff, longtime former CEO of Discovery Communications and an ex-NBC executive, engineered the $43 billion deal to combine Discovery with Warner Media in a transaction with AT&T in 2022. The company's stock sunk quickly after the transaction, and the price remained depressed during 3 years of cutbacks, write-offs, rebrands, and redos. One of the biggest and most storied media players has become a takeover target. Earlier this year, Warner Bros. Discovery announced plans to split into two companies in 2026, one with the studios and streaming and the other controlling the linear networks. That also includes the Oprah and Free Network. If you remember, I told you that they cannot be two black networks, so either OWN is going to combine into BET, right? Or they can make BET, more of a, modern day black network and have OWN be more for grown folks. Or they could sell off both or cancel both. So there you go there. After the split plan with the merger of Paramount, Skydance, very complete, Paramount went after bigger quarry, making the first of three offers from Warner Bros. Discovery. Paramount is uniquely positioned in the Derby not only because it wants to swallow the whole company, including its less desirable assets, but because the fan behind it, CEO Dave Ellison, is the son of Larry Ellison, co-founder of Oracle, one of the richest people in the world. In addition to its vast financial resources, Elder Ellison is ardent support of President 47 that would seem to smooth the company's path through the regulatory process, given how thin the line has become between the White House and Department of Justice and other departments of government. Comcast could encounter bumpier path given 47's longtime animus towards MSNBC, now MS Now, and figures like NBC Late Night host Steph Meyerson, and Comcast CEO Brian Roberts. Whoever ends up at the altar will also need to be ready to make the case for international regulators, given the strict stance, especially in Europe, tend to be more strict. That's more for the, not so much for the, international channels like TNT Europe and all that stuff, but that's more for sports if anything else. The question stateside will be whether the sheer size of the deal, Paramount's highest bid, which has been north of $60 billion, might prompt action by state attorneys general who may receive monopoly threat to consumers. So there is that, everybody. My Lord Jesus. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Woo, what a jam-packed show this morning. Good Lord Jesus. Man, oh man, oh man. Y'all, we did all of that. I mean, all of it in 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 8 seconds. Not too bad. Shout out to us, shout out to us, shout out to us, shout out to us over here making it do what it do. Yes, indeed. Wow. Oh my Lord. Okay. Wanted to showcase this, y'all. Here is a positive news story here for you guys here. Let me bring this up. And then also I'm going to bring up this story as well, because this relates to what we just talked about with what the Coast Guard is banning, but I'll get to that here in a minute. So here's your positive news story for the day. The D'Angelo estate launches pancreatic cancer fund and honor late music icons. Came out 2 hours ago. The family of the legendary singer-songwriter Michael D'Angelo Archer has announced a global philanthropic effort dedicated to pancreatic cancer research and support, honoring the artist's life, legacy, and courageous battle with the disease. In a formal statement, the D'Angelo estate, in collaboration with the Black Boy Joy Foundation, BBJF, revealed the creation of the D'Angelo Estate Pancreatic Cancer Fund. The initiative is led by D'Angelo's daughter, Amani Archer, his brother, Luke Archer, and John Claude Calley, founder of BBJF. According to the estate, the fund represents the family's commitment to turning their profound loss into meaningful action. The effort will focus on advancing scientific research, increasing public awareness, and offering hope to families affected by pancreatic cancer. The statement highlights D'Angelo not only as a visionary artist and cultural pioneer, but also as a deeply devoted father whose influence transcended music and defined a generation. The estate invites fans, supporters, and all who were touched by D'Angelo's life to stand with them as they work to ensure that his legacy continues to uplift, empower, and heal generations. To come, a donation link has been provided as a part of the fund's launch. So congratulations. That is absolutely incredible. On that, and here is that announcement there. So just wanted to bring that to your attention there. Yes, indeed. And by the way, I hope that the government, as loud as they got for the Coast Guard, y'all better be just as loud to let the Department of Education know, okay, that nurses matter. And y'all make that professional degree. Sincerely, because if y'all don't, child, have you already seen where the world is today? Child. There's one more thing. Don't worry, I'm going to read that story in a minute. I was just trying to find one more. And then here's this here. Now, this popped out the blue. Did not know about it until I saw it, but here it is here for those of you who know about O.J. Simpson, right? O.J. Simpson's estate agrees to pay the nearly $58 million to Ron Goldman's father 3 decades after his son's deletion. The amount agreed upon is $57,997,858.12 plus judgment interest, down from the over $117 million Goldman initially sought. The estate's executive Malcolm McLean noted that while Fred Goldman's calculation of interest was done in good faith, it was inaccurate and would be subject to further adjustment. A spokesperson for Goldman said the executive's acceptance of claim is a positive acknowledgement of debt. This does not constitute payment. This acceptance allows the administration of the claim to move forward in probate. So there you go there. And what about his kids? I don't know if Ron Goldman had kids. Maybe that question was about OJ and his kids. So with that being said, here's this story here. This literally came out 36 minutes ago. Representative Jasmine Crockett said white emissaries showed up at her DC office when leaders promote hate shows up. Right here, Jasmine Crockett, Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett says a man showed up at her DC office and made white emissaries threats and hand gestures, prompting a swift response from Capitol Police. And Senator Crockett said her staff is safe, but warned that incidents like this cannot become acceptable. Crockett explained that the rise in political violence is being encouraged from the very top, accusing the president of spreading hate and misinformation. She said that when political leaders target opponents or call for violence against members of Congress, they create real world danger. The president should be more committed to unity, not more division, she said. The lawmaker also addressed questions she received about why she needs security, saying threats consistently increase whenever she calls out corruption or speaks on behalf of her constituents. According to Crockett, each public stand she takes leads to louder and more dangerous backlash. Crockett emphasized she will not be intimidated or silent. She vowed to continue doing her job and represent Texas' 30th congressional district, but stressed that these confrontations should not be treated as normal when leaders promote hate shows up and sometimes right at our door. So that's everything you need to know. Like I said, when you sow hate, you get hate. When you sow love, you receive love. So I'm going to turn off my camera now because we done the whole show for over an hour. Yes, we have. Yo, that's all I got for y'all. Like I said, Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace to you, good sir. And congratulations on your star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You definitely deserve it. Kansas City Chiefs, I am so sorry to y'all that, your brand was with that woman. That is not, that was not cool. That was not right. That was disrespectful. Michael Strahan, making that announcement about the World Fencing League. I cannot wait to see matches. And shout out to Miles Chamley Watson. And I hope that the World Fencing League is prosperous, joyful, and multiplies. Nina Simone and her childhood home. Shout out to that being restored to its full condition. Shout out to you guys for restoring her home. Cleto Escobedo, now known as the Cletones, house man there. Much love to the house band, the staff, the crew, everybody at Jimmy Kimmel Live, ABC and Disney. Much love to you as well. I know I drag y'all all the time, but in the same token, you guys can only do as much as you can do, but sometimes y'all can do a little bit more. Nursing, it should be a professional degree that's non-negotiable. If you don't believe that, we will. If you don't believe that, Y'all, if we don't have nurses, we will have people like Misdiagnosis, AL, Nicki Minaj, and Kanye West running amok out here. So let's support nurses, let's support nursing degrees, and let's support giving a fuck about the healthcare system. And finally, Warner Bros. Discovery and the bids that are happening for that. We will see. I think probably what will end up happening is Comcast may get that, and they may use that for their theme parks as well. I think that would probably be the most strategic move. Paramount, Skydance, I don't think they really need it. Not to mention they already have tons of debt assets. All the companies have debt. Paramount, Skydance. You need to focus on fixing your own house before buying another house. And like I said, y'all, please don't eat no shampoo products. Otherwise, you'll get numbers like this. Okay, you'll get numbers like this and like this. Don't eat hair products, because otherwise you'll be delusional in thinking the person you're talking about is nobody when that person you're talking about is bigger than you and your YouTube channel. Okay, just wanted to mention that. With that being said, everybody, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. One love, much love, all love. I feel the love, and send it right back to you. I'll see you guys a little bit later on tonight. Probably around 6 o'clock for some more Brainley's Virtual Tour Live. One love, much love, all love. I feel the love, and send it right back to you. Bye, everybody.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you, and you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you.
Are video games getting too expensive? This episode, we want to find some common ground because the CEOs want to raise the price even more.
Not with these broken ass games.
$5 million. That's how much San Andreas costs to make. Is it their fault for selling or our fault for buying?
Corporations claim all this stuff. Devs say otherwise.
Sports gamers, cozy gamers, whatever you call the people who play Power Wash Simulator.
I think it stings a little bit more because I'm spending my actual money and my mom is not. Imagine they get rid of all movie theaters and then charge you the same price to watch the same movie at home.
That's like every streaming service. It doesn't have to be the longest of games, but am I having fun with it? This is Lex. I'm Ronell. Let's get right into it.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's
Child relevant over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child relevant over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child relevant over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time.